Okay, hi guys. We've got another multiplication problem using the counting method with a 2-digit by 2-digit. And here we have a multiplican of 28 times the multiplier of 19. 28 times 19. So this problem is going to have some exchanges in it. And so when we get to those, if you aren't familiar with exchanges, you might want to check out some of my addition videos that show how to do the exchanges. But if you are, here you are. And anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to write my multiplican. I'm going to set it on the far left-hand side of my abacus. And it's 28. So I have 1, 2 in the trillions column. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's a 4, 5 exchange. 6, 7, 8. Next to it in the 100 billions column. So that's where I write my 28 on the far left-hand side of the abacus. Then I'm going to move to the far right-hand side of my abacus, and I'm going to say each digit as I touch the rods moving towards the left, and I'm going to include the multiplication sign. So here we go. I say 2, 8 times 1, 9. And I touched each rod as I moved over towards the left, and I ended up in the 10,000s column. So that's where I'm going to set my multiplier, the 1 of my multiplier, 1. And then the 9 goes next to it in my thousands column. And so I'm going to have another 4, 5 exchange here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember that when you're using the counting method, you want to be counting each bead as you push it up towards the counting bar. Okay, so I've written my multiplican and my multiplier on my abacus. Now I'm going to move my right index finger directly to the right of my multiplier, and I'm going to start with my left index finger saying my multiplication problem, 9 times 2. So 9 times the 2 of the multiplican is 9 times 2 is 18. So I'm going to write that using my right index finger. I'm going to set the 1, and then I'm going to move over 1 rod, 1 column to the right, and I'm going to set the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that 4, 5 exchange. 6, 7, 8. And I've set 18 now, which was my 9 times 2. Now I need to do 9 times 8. Remember that your right index finger is in the column that you're going to be working in. That's the column you're going to be setting the product for 9 times 8 into. So I know that 9 times 8 is 72. So now I need to add the 7 of the 72 into the column that my right index finger is in, and that's the tens column currently. So I'm adding 7 here, 1. Okay, so I'm done. I don't have any more beads in that tens column. So I need to go over with my left index finger into that hundreds column. And I need to do an exchange here. So I'm going to do a 9, 10 exchange. So I say 2 as I push 1 bead up towards the counting bar. And I clear all the beads in my tens column. And I continue counting on in that tens column. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another 4, 5 exchange. All right, so that I did the 7 of the 72. Now I'm moving over to my right 1 column, and I'm going to put this, set the 2 here. 1, 2. Okay, now I can clear the 9 of my multiplier. So I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to move my right index finger directly to the right of the 1 in my multiplier, because that's the column I'm working in now. I'm using my left index finger to read that 1 times 2, the 2 of the multiplican. So 1 times 2 is 2, but remember it's a 0, 2. Whenever I have a 1 digit in as the product, I say 0 as I touch the rod I'm working with, and I move to the right, and that's where I set that 1 digit, and that's 2. So 1, 2, I'm adding that into my hundreds column. Now I'm going to read the next multiplication problem I have here, which is 1 times 8. 1 times 8 is 8, and that's a 0, 8, remember. So I say 0 as I touch the rod that my right index finger is working in, and I say 8, and I go up to my tens column. which is directly to the right of the column I just said the 0 in. Okay, and so I need to add 8 here. So let's go one bead at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I don't have any more beads in that tens column to add. So I need to use my left index finger and move over to my hundreds column. And here I'm going to need to do a 49.50 exchange. So I'm bringing down the 5 bead and clearing all the 1 beads in that column. And then I'm also clearing all the beads in the column next to it. That's my 49.50 exchange. And I continue counting on here. And that was 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now I have here my product, but I need to first, before I read it, clear my multiplier completely. And so now I've cleared my multiplier, the one that was left there, and I can read my product, which is 532. And that is a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem using the counting method on the Cranmer Abacus.